Hello and welcome back. I'm Darren from Movie Reviews 101 and the Talking Stars podcast, and today we're going to be talking about Cold Moon, starring Josh Stewart, Frank Whaley, Christopher Lloyd and Candy Clark. And this film is set at a southern town where we have the Larkin family who suffer a tragedy when the granddaughter or sister, depending on which character it is brutally murdered. We see this very early on, and we end up having to deal with who did it. But we don't. We don't yet. And we end up having to meet the sheriff, who is played by Frank Whaley, who has to try and figure out who did it in this town where everyone knows everyone. Families have worked together for years. We then have the Redfield family with Father Christopher Lloyd, or James Redfield, and his son Nathan, who's played by Josh Stewart. They instantly become our main suspects because they're the most famous people in the movie. And this takes a twist that you don't really imagine coming. We have a lot of the idea of something coming back from the dead to haunt. Yes, that's been done. But then the twist comes where we follow the killer dealing with this more than the investigation, which is a very interesting twist on this sort of genre of film, because how often do we say, oh, twist, it wasn't the obvious person, it was the person there. And yeah, we don't want to see this anymore. This works really well. There's a lot of horror when we come to dealing with the problem that our killer is facing. We're happy to see what happens to them as things unfold. But the problem is there is not an investigation. Like, we have one other suspect who's in the film who clearly didn't do it, but is shady as you like. But he's there. I can't even remember what his name was. His character was so unimportant to the main storyline. The kills are violent. Great to see in one of these type of movies. Like, we could have had sort of just a gritty crime thriller, like on the level of like a Mystic River type thing. But no, we went for the full-blown horror aspect of it, which is something that was nice to see. When they weren't afraid to just tell us what happened early on. We could have dealt with lots of people being haunted, which we've seen before, but was kind of rubbish after a while. So just having the one person react to almost the guilt of their crime and the consequences of their crime is a good to see. I think we know that Josh Stewart is doing really well for the horror genre because of the collector, and the Good Neighbour or The Neighbour. I always mix that one up. The other one's got James Caan in. He's just got a bit of an indie horror vibe about him. He's really good at these type of movies, and it's great to see. The disappointing thing about this movie is it almost feels like we've wasted Christopher Lloyd. He doesn't do much apart from be kind of pervy to his carer, making her try on bathing suits, and he's in a wheelchair. I don't really see the point of having someone as big as Christopher Lloyd playing this role, especially after last year we saw him in I'm Not a Serial Killer, where he was fantastic, even as an elder version of himself. So that is my only negative for this film. Otherwise, this film is a really good, enjoying film. I think people should go and check it out. It'll be on video on demand in October. So hopefully enjoy it. If you liked this video and want to see this film, let me know in the comments below. If you've seen the film, tell me what you think. And subscribe for some more movie reviews, because I'm sure there'll be some more good ones. And, well, there may be some bad ones. Thank you for watching.